Hey the guys, aarava here, and today bringing you part 4 of my F1 2014 career mode. And today we're at the Chinese Grand Prix around the Shanghai circuit for part 4. Obviously, China and Bahrain swapped this season in real life in the season, so this is now part 4, round 4. And here we are in practice, 80% chance of rain in the practice session, and there's actually a 100% chance of rain in qualifying, so it will be a wet qualifying. There's even 11% chance of rain in the race, so I'm going to use this practice session to good use. I'm going to find a setup that works really well in the dry, because I think the race is going to be mostly dry, but I also need to ensure that it's okay enough for me to qualify high up in qualifying up the grid, and also if it does rain in the race, we need that setup. So at the end of the practice session, this is how it looked. We finished in 5th place. This was all set on the dry tyres because it actually started dry and then got wet towards the end, so these aren't wet times, these are on the dry tyre, and pretty good pace in 5th place up there in the Williams. And the wets, yeah, they didn't feel too bad. And now we go ahead to Q1, and we actually finished the session up in 3rd place, and I believe this is only because it was basically full wet, but I believe it got wetter at the end of the session, so I think all the AI struggled to get times down, whereas my 3rd place time was set right at the beginning of the session. And then here we're moving on to Q2. We got into Q3 easily in 4th place there, quite some way off Lewis Hamilton's pace there in Q2, 2.4 behind him, but the most important thing is we got through to Q3, unlike Nico Rosberg, who you can just about see is in 11th place. He got knocked out, so he did not make it through to the final 3. And speaking of the final 10, Q3, speaking of Q3, here we are doing our last lap. We've already set 1 lap time already, and that got us up to 7th place. Now, the team want us to get 7th place on the grid. That's our objective, as you can see by that little green circle that says 07 on the top left-hand corner. They wanted us to get 7th place. We've got that for now. That was on my first run, but my first run was on worn intermediates that I used in practice. So these are fresh intermediates right now, and we're just coming to the end of the lap. As you could probably hear by the audio, it was quite slow to get the power on that sweeping right-hander down onto this back straight, and now down to the hairpin. Pretty easy braking. The braking this year is quite easy. There's no kind of lock-ups in the dry hardly, and it's very hard to even lock up in the wet, which is interesting to say the least. So now here we come through for our last lap of Q3. Where is it going to get us? It gets 6th place. Okay, so we've improved a bit. We got 1 place higher. We're still 1.8 behind the pole time, so quite a bit way off the pace in the wet. But still, 6th place is amazing considering we've got sort of a half and half setup going on here, and these were pretty tricky conditions. So we should be good for the race. You know, as we saw, the practice pace, 5th place in the dry conditions, so we should be good. And obviously the AI aren't the fastest off the start, so we can probably try and jump a few of them. So let's get on to the race time, and as you can see, we're on the option tyre, so it is starting off dry, and with 11% chance of rain, it may get wet toward the end, but usually on a 50% race, when it's 11%, it only starts getting wet on the last lap, so there's no actual need to run any wet tyres. So I think we're pretty much going on the dry tyres for the whole time. But here's our setup if you're curious. This is the one that I made in practice, so pretty high wings, but not too high to kind of cripple us in the dry, and pretty standard setup for the rest of the setup. Flick through that quite quickly, but that was the setup I made in practice. If you want to look back at the setup, you can just pause the video and see it, but I'm honestly saying it's probably not going to be the fastest yet out there. And also, you got to remember that this is career mode, so the setups are going to be a bit more, you know, leaning towards a bit more downforce, because in career mode, as I've said before, the R&D upgrades aren't there, so all the cars, even the Mercedes, has less downforce in career mode versus time trial online. So definitely, you know, no need to really pause it and sit down and write that setup down. But if you are struggling to find one, then by all means use it. If you do, then do tell me if it works out for you. But here we go. We're going to 5 red lights for the Chinese Grand Prix, part 4 of this F1 2014 career mode. And we are off. Sergio Perez getting a really nice start there. Looks like Button's had a good start. Who is that? I think that's a Ferrari having a very poor start. I think that was Alonso there. Gutierrez has jumped me into 6th place, but now we're going to try and get that back down the inside. That was Alonso, who got a terrible start, and then looks like Vettel's been squeezed out by Button. So Button up to 2nd. No, Button just decides to take it a bit too cautiously there. Vettel's got him now. Now we're going to try and get Vettel. He's on our outside. He's going to have better traction there, and yes, he does. He gets away from us, but we're going to get right in the slipstream. Look at the slipstream working at the moment. We're coming in towards Sebastian Vettel. We're going to go dive down the inside of this right-hander, sharp right-hander, second gear, down the inside. He's still there, still on the exit. He is still very much there, just glancing. There he is, side by side still with Sebastian Vettel, the reigning world champion. We go around the outside and we get second place. Awesome stuff there. Up to second place from 6th on the grid. This is great stuff. We're in a very high podium position. Obviously, Hamilton is bolted. I don't think we'll be able to get a win. I don't think we'll be able to win a race this season. I think that'll be a bit of a miracle if we do. And if we do, you can guarantee that I'll go crazy in the commentary. But yeah, I think second's going to be the best we can ever get this season. So right now we're in that position. But Rosberg on lap 3 has got me as I capitalise on me getting a bit of oversteer. Well, not a bit, quite a lot of oversteer. And now Rosberg is into second place. But crucially, as you may remember, the DRS line is right there on the entry of this corner, so I got DRS. So down this straight, he is bolted a bit. That traction in the Mercedes is very good, but I think we're getting the slipstream, which is very good this year. The slipstream is key this year to try and overtake if you're looking for league races and stuff like that. And here we go, DRS in the slipstream. Is it going to be good enough? Here we go, dive down the inside, last minute move. Here we go, second place, kiss the apex, and we have got second place. And that was actually a pretty okay move. It wasn't like a very dangerous move, actually. Rosberg gave us all the room. He probably saw us in his mirrors. So yet again on lap 5, he's done the same thing to me again. He's gone round my outside on this corner, but yet again I will get DRS. So I'm sort of playing the wily old fox move that Alonso would maybe make in real life, and just kind of wait for the DRS and then get the DRS and re-overtake you. And here I'm trying to break the slipstream of Vettel and Alonso behind me, but then at the same time, once I've got DRS, I need to get back in the slipstream of Rosberg. So it's sort of compromising myself to try and, you know, stay away from Vettel and Alonso behind me, but also catch Rosberg ahead. And once again, we make the same move. I think this will be a common theme in this video, as you're about to see. A lot of defending happened in this video because, you know, we simply didn't actually have the pace, but the pace at the beginning was good enough to jump everyone into second, and then I was defending for my life, basically, to try and keep second, because second place would be pretty damn awesome here at China, which is probably one of my most hated circuits. As you can see here on lap 9, we got a lot of oversteer through that exit of that really long right-hander onto this back straight. AI really good on traction through that corner, and you could tell that Vettel gained quite a lot on me there. He was actually he was almost pushing me across the corner, really. And now we're going down the back straight. We've stayed in second place. You can see Perez didn't really put up a fight there, but Perez did crucially overtake Vettel, so that may affect things because Perez may slow him down as well. But now when they come to the pits on lap 9, this is a whole whopping 3 laps later than the engineer wanted us to pit. So this time it's been good that I've ignored the engineer, and I've been able to go much longer than the engineer wanted me to. So here we go into the pits now, onto the prime tyre. What will it be? The white wall medium tyre. So I'm not too sure how long that will go. I think it should go quite a long way, considering these went 9 laps. So I think the primes may go at least a good 10 laps or 11 laps. We'll see. But the thing is as well, I'm going to pit for a second set of options at the end of the race. So I don't think there's any point of going too long the primes if the options can go a whole 9 laps. 20 lap race, I think we'll be putting around lap 19-ish. But now here we've come out in 3rd place. Raikkonen, I think he's stayed out. I think Raikkonen was on the prime tyre maybe. So obviously we can't do too much about Raikkonen then, because he's sort of out of sync with the whole field. So we're just going to have to try and keep our pace, try and keep what will be 2nd place. And as we cut onto lap 19, all the way to lap 19, we are in 2nd place now. But Raikkonen is crucially in 3rd right now. I think a lot of the AI have pit already. As you can see on the minimap, there's a whole train in the middle sector right now, so they've all pit, but Raikkonen is right on my chuff. I think he will be battling us for 2nd place. I think he has much better pace than the rest of the AI, because I believe he started on the prime tyre, so he's going option to the end, so he's going to have much fresher tyres. I mean, look, right now he's on option, so he'll be going a lot longer on this stint already on those options, and then he'll pit onto another set of options. So I think we're going to have to be wary. I think Raikkonen, we can't really do too much because we're going to be completely out of sync, because as you can see, we're going to the pits now again for our last stop, and Raikkonen's completely out of sync, so we can't even defend from him and slow him down in a way. So, you know, I think it's going to be annoying. I think he's going to get us for 2nd place. I think the pace of generally like the top 10 was a bit too much for me to be in 2nd place, but because I was in 2nd and I was holding them up and defending them, it was easy to try and keep 2nd place. But Raikkonen being out of sync, I can't hold him up or defend from him, so I think he may get us for 2nd place, because I think the pace on those options from Raikkonen till the end of the race are going to be too good. But we come out in 3rd place at least, so that's one positive, that we haven't lost a podium position. We are at least going to get 3rd third place, but let's still see. We may have a chance of getting Raikkonen if he's slower, and on these fresh options, if I can really push. We've got -1 lap of fuel, so I'm going to stay in lean for a tiny bit, but then we're going to change it up to standard as soon as we can to try and keep ahead of Raikkonen, but I think it might be a bit out of our hands. Let's see. So here on lap 21 on the option tyres, we've got 7 laps left of the Grand Prix, and we're still in third place. Magnussen is right behind me. I think that's Alonso behind him if I can look in my mirrors on the right, and Magnussen, you can see in the mirrors on the right hand side, he's really up to me now. We look behind him, he's right on my gearbox. We're going to try and break the slipstream, a very crucial thing to do this year with the AI. You have to break their slipstream. That's also another thing to do in league racing. You have to break people's slipstreams because the slipstream is so great here. But Magnussen did take us, but we're going to take him back as we got really great brakes down to that corner, and we've got third place once again. And actually Alonso tried to take Magnussen, but Magnussen was having none of it. But yeah, crucially, as you can see on the mini map though, that's Raikkonen. I think Raikkonen's just pit, and he's come out quite some way ahead of us. So Raikkonen has fair and square got second place. As I said, nothing we could do about it. Yep, Raikkonen, there we go. He is out. That is definitely Raikkonen out in second place. So unfortunately, we have lost second place, but we have kept third, I think, for the moment on lap 22. Let's see towards the end, but Raikkonen has taken second place from us. So we're defending for a last podium position in third place from Magnussen, from the likes of Alonso, even Vettel and Rosberg not too far behind. But now as we cut onto lap 27, the end of lap 27, we've been lapped by Hamilton. Hamilton has lapped the whole field apart from Raikkonen, I think. So this will be our effective last lap of the Grand Prix, lap 27, thank God, because look at the conditions. It is definitely time for intermediates, and we're going to finish this race right on the dot when it's time to cross over to the intermediates. Rosberg is right behind me. I'm blocking him an absolute tree here, and I don't care because I need to try and keep this third place. I know it's maybe not fair to weave around a bit, but I need to keep this third place. This is the sort of points that we need to get, because there will be other races down the line where I can't do this stuff, where it's just not possible. Places where the AI will fair and square beat me because you know, they're just too fast, and you know, maybe the tracks aren't suitable to defend like this. So here at China, we're going to come through. May have not been the cleanest race ever in terms of defending quite well from the AI, but we've got third place there. Great stuff. Last podium position, another podium of the season from the other one being Malaysia. Good stuff there. Good 15 points there from China. Lewis Hamilton wins the race. He lapped everyone. Raikkonen in second place. Yeah, he's so far ahead of us. I think at the end of the race he was about 20 seconds ahead. So yeah, definitely the top two had the pace over us, hand over foot, and we just kind of held up everyone from 4th to like 10th pretty much, even 11th. Magnussen ended up in 11th. How the hell did that happen? I've just seen that. Magnussen ended up 11th. Okay, that's a bit weird. So yeah, basically the whole race we were defending from 4th to 11th downwards. Basically, it was pretty crazy, pretty hectic, and I know, you know, there'll always be those people that complain in the comments about me weaving around, but you know, you got to do that stuff to try and get the points. I mean, you can't just, you know, kind of take it. That's how you get the points if you're in a slower car. So we're up to 4th place in the Driver Championship. Constructors, we're still in 4th place with Williams, some way off Ferrari. But yeah, guys, that was a really nice points haul. Quite interesting to see how we can defend against the AI, and also I hope you guys learned some stuff about slipstreaming and breaking slipstream for career mode. So if you guys did enjoy that video, then do please leave a like. It really does help the series out if you smash the likes every episode. Comment below on what you thought. Subscribe for new for weekly F1 content. I'm going to try my best to keep on doing daily for the next week at least. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day. I've been Aarava, and I'll see you guys next time.